Hey, this is Scott from Simple Musician Academy, and I want to thank you for checking out this video. Look, if you can, real quickly for us, if you're enjoying these videos that we're bringing to you, could you go down there to the bottom and give us some thumbs up? But also, if you could you subscribe to our channel? Listen, it helps us, but also what it does is it keeps you connected to everything that we're putting out. And by the way, make sure you follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on X. And also make sure you go over to simplemusicianacademy.com and you check out all of the courses that we have and all of the material that we provide on our website. Look, you are our best advertisement. So if you are enjoying what we're doing and you like the way we teach and deliver this musical education, please, please, please recommend us to your friends and your family. We appreciate it. Hey y'all, Scott here again. So listen, today we're going to do a warm-up exercise, and this one's entitled Alternating Beats. Now, this is a great exercise. The thing I love about this exercise is that it's teaching you how to go between two different types of beat rhythms that are at the same pulse, but they feel like they're different, okay? And so what they're covering is, in one beat, we're doing just a straight eighth note, 4-count pattern, okay? In the second beat, our 4-count pattern is still the same. However, it's gonna feel a little bit different because we're actually adding in a triplet rhythm into our hi-hat or our ride position, okay, into whatever we're doing in our consistent playing side. So again, this is a great exercise. Again, it's going to help implement kind of the differences in the rhythms of just that straight eighth note count versus going into a triplet. I love this one because what it does is it really starts helping your timing in your head to really kind of tighten in and sync up. Now, at first, it's going to feel a little weird. Matter of fact, this particular exercise, I love to tell students that it kind of has this tug and pull feel to it. But let's jump into it. So let's break down this first rhythm pattern. The first rhythm pattern is just going to be this standard. The hi-hats, you're going to do just standard eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? Just like we've already been kind of playing up to this point. And then on our kick and our snare, it's once again going to be the kick falling on the 1 and the 3 and the snare on the 2 and the 4. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Pretty easy, right? Okay, so let's just play what that pattern is. I'm going to count it off for you, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Excellent. Good job. Okay? Now, here's the change. Same type of rhythm. However, we're going to go now and add a triplet count into what our hi-hat is doing, okay? So in essence, we're slipping into that count another hit, okay? And again, like to do this lesson, you needed to make sure that you worked on your triplets ahead of time. And so if you haven't, pause this, go to the triplet lessons and actually spend a little time in them to understand them before you do this. All right, so let's jump back into this. So in this one, you're going to notice that hi-hat's going to go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So just do that 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, okay? And then our kick and our snare are going to fall on the front of each one of the down counts. Same positions. Kick on 1 and 3, snare on 2 and 4. So it's going to sound like this. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Excellent. Okay, now here's the trick. We're going to do 4 measures of the 8th note, and then we're going to do 4 measures of the triplet. Okay, so here we go. See if you can follow along with it. I'm going to take you through it. 1, this is what our count's going to be, okay? And notice when we come into that triplet, you're going to feel like, uh-oh, I just hit a speed bump, like something just hit. Just know that's going to happen. So we're going to go through it a few times. But here's how it's going to happen, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now here goes the change. 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Back to the 8th. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and now to the triplet. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. All right. Good job. Listen, you may have had a little bit of a, whoa, I got in there, I got out, whatever. But that's good. Way to go. So listen, if you need to, pause this, go back, go through that little warm-up again, where it's just you and I in this, okay? Go through it a couple of times, get that pulse down, and then come back, because we're going to get ready to actually go through the exercise with our track. Okay, so hopefully you went through it a few times, got yourself kind of comfortable with it, get yourself acclimated to it. Now, here's one of the things that we're going to do, okay? We're going to use a crash when we're coming out of that each section, okay? So when we come out of the straight 8th notes, we're going to add a crash at the beginning of the triplet section, okay? And here's what we're going to do. Because we want to get used to moving around on the kit. We're going to do our triplet rhythm on our ride, okay? We're going to do our 8th note over here on the hi-hat, okay? So, it's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Here comes the crash. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a. Here comes our crash. 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, you get the feel? So we're transitioning with our crashes, moving between our hat and to our ride. Awesome. Okay, here we go. Let's go through this warm-up. So we're going to start it off. This first rep is going to be at 180 beats, okay? So the 180 beats is what we're going to take this first exercise with, and then we'll pick it up and get a little bit faster with it, okay? All right. So let's listen for the count-offs. Here we go.
1, 2,
8
3,
notes.
4.
There you go. Stay in that pocket. Don't rush it.
1.
Here we go to the triplet.
4. 1, 2.
Back to the 8.
3, 4. 1,
Now to
2,
the triplets.
3, 4.
There you go. Don't rush it. Feel that pocket.
2,
Back
3,
to the eighths.
4. 1,
To the triplet.
3, 4. 1, 2,
Back
3,
to the eighths.
4.
Nice. Great job. Come on, give yourself a hand. That was awesome. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to take it at 200 beats per minute, so a little bit faster, okay? Here we go. Get yourself loose.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Get
1,
ready for
2,
the triplet.
3, 4. 1, 2,
Back to the eighths.
4.
Here we go
1,
to the triplet.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Back to the
3,
eighths.
4.
Now to the
1,
triplets.
2,
Last
3,
time.
4. 1,
Here we go.
3, 4.
Excellent job. Come on, pat yourself on the back. All right, good job. Okay, so listen, we're going to try this. This is kind of our advanced tempo. Now, you may be going, man, I don't know if I can do this. And if so, man, just don't worry about getting there just yet. But if you can, push yourself to do it. This is going to be 230 beats per minute that we're taking this rhythm at, okay? So, take a breather. Here we go. Let's give it a try.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we go to the
1,
triplets.
2, 3, 4.
Be careful not to fall behind.
1, 2,
Here we go, eighths.
1,
Here we go
2,
to the
3,
triplet.
4. 1, 2.
One more time to the eighths.
1,
To the
2,
triplet.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Man, good job. Dude, listen, if you were able to do that, man, I applaud you because that was really pushing yourself. 230, that's not a normal tempo when it comes to this. However, there are times that you're going to have rhythms that look like that. So if you were able to kind of keep yourself together with that, excellent job. All right, see you in our next video. Again, we want to thank you for checking out our video. Make sure, again, you go down and you give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to us.